Dun, 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 dun. Reading. I took a shower, so let's do this again. So I took a shower before I was doing this. Where am I looking? One creepo in the back. But where you're operating right now, you're kind of like, whatever. Everyone around you is like, "Wah!" Welcome to Mariah TV. So we are going to be doing another Virgo vortex. I'm trying to figure out where I'm looking here. We're going to look here because that makes me more comfortable. So we're going to be doing the November Virgo reading. And if you don't know who I am, hello. My name is Ryan Pelly Smith and I have a bunch of things. Intuitive business coach, content creator, graphic and web designer, Reiki master, Kundalini yoga practitioner, all of the things, and also a oracle card creator. So I don't even know what month it was, but sometime in the summer, we came out with Surrender Oracle. So we're going to be using this deck. We're also going to be using the Shaman Oracle as well. And because we're extra, we also made a limited edition of the Surrender Oracle in new colors. So yeah, you'll sort of get experience with these decks over time as I use them in the readings. I do have another deck, Kundalini Keepsake, that has different Kundalini yoga poses in it and also words and face cards and all of the things. So yeah, I'll be using my decks and the Shaman Oracle. Excuse me, my cat wants to hang out for a sec. Hello. And here we are. Okay, so I took a shower. So let's do this again. So I took a shower before I was doing this. Where am I looking? Before I did this sit down with you guys. And what came through the water of the shower was November is going to be a slow start. But you're experiencing right now like real-time quantum leaping. So it kind of feels like you're not moving a whole lot, but you are. So the decisions that you're making, the things that you're signing or whatever you're doing, those things are creating quantum leaps in the structure of your long-term situations. So it might feel like you're not getting anything done, but the things that you do are very energetically potent. So those things are important, so continue to do so. The other thing that came into my vortex in the shower, because I'm a Virgo, was that there is 4 people in front of you, 2 people beside you, and 1 creepo in the back. Anyway, so the people on the side of you represent, so on the right, it's like the doing version of you, and on the left is the being version of you, and they ain't moving. So you can't sideways around what you're doing and make different decisions. The only way for you to do what you want to do is to move forward. And these 4 people, so it's 1 and 1, and then there's people behind them. So what needs to occur is for you to either shake hands or peace out to these 4 individuals in front of you. And they may be romantic relationships or they may be friendships, but there needs to be a decision made with these 4 people. And you've put them in your place, obviously, to learn, but now it's coming to a point where they're more of a distraction to what you need to do. So we need to get it together and make some decisions here. Either you reconcile the thing or you peace out. So now we're going to actually pull cards. So you got some hot tips to begin, and I will put the spread over here once we pull the thingaroos. All right, first we're gonna let's do the new deck first. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so we are pulling cards for Virgo, and I would like to get a overall general situation for November, and then we can pull other cards for more specifics. So please give me info for the lovely Virgo humans. I swear, I'm shuffling. I'm a shuffler. I'm a shuffler. All right, I am surrounded by cats, so if you see me like, it's because my cats are either opening doors or causing havoc, or want cuddles. Alrighters. Okay, we're gonna pull 3 cards. Ooh, I like this one. Oh, I saw that one in the shower. Fantastic. Okay, so I'll put them here. So the first card that we pulled was Destiny. This is your destiny. Ooh. Okay, so if you zoom in, we have the world. We got the whole world in our hands. So I'm sort of getting this November is your opportunity or your ability to step up to the plate. You need to step up to the plate. But it's not like I'm saying it really intensely, but there's a gliding ease that's happening with you getting closer to the things that are really important for fulfilling the destiny. And destiny is very broad. So it's just like, Mariah, what do you mean my destiny? That seems like a load of pressure over here. So when I talk about destiny, I'm sort of talking about the destiny that you're falling in on a continuous basis. So the things that you're choosing that's aligned with who you are and what you're supposed to bring into the world. So every time you do your practice, every time you be more mature, every time you make decisions for the long term, you're honoring and co-creating the destiny. And there's not really an end. Like our human mind wants like an end to the destiny, but there's not really an end. It's just gonna sort of move into the next lifetime if you believe in those sorts of things. But if you're here, you probably do. So this whole destiny piece, it's like you are working towards something slightly unknown, but there's such a importance around the work to bring you into this cavern of light that you're willing to do what it takes. And it's not trudging through. It's more like, I'm bright and ready. I'm ready to do things. And when things get rough, and they have been rough, hello Millers, then you are up to the plate, and you have the tools and the capability to get through those things without self-sabotaging or trying to go back in time. You're able to still see the clear path forward while the other things are like, you are able to move out the side. We got to go. But you know how to move and interact with those things in a clear and concise manner, because you ain't got time to be fooling around. Let's be honest. All right, the next card is the gaze. So this card, lovely human, you see there's an emphasis on the throat. So the gaze. So when I was creating this card, pause, I'm thirsty. We back. So when I was creating this card, I was trying to think of something that was like a pause. And this pause allows a very specific intentional presence that you're carrying. So your gaze, your ability to watch and keep words inside until you process them, like that's what this November feels like. There's a lot of observing. Of course, you're going to be speaking and hanging out and doing whatever you're doing, but you're going to be very observant around your surroundings and what you're doing and who you're interacting and why they're interacting with you. You're going to see beyond people's, you're going to see beyond the face value of things. But obviously, y'all need to be quiet and look at the things in order to see the actual message. The next card that was pulled was breathe with me. And when I was creating this card, I was just like, maybe I should put something with breathing with me, because that's the name of the thing, name of the game. But my perception, or my view of this card, because it's the third eye, is without our breath we can't have vision. So when we breathe, we're feeding the centers in order to have vision, in order to see. So when we pull this card, and this is for the general November, it sort of goes with this gaze, pause situation, and this breathing. The way that sort of they're intermingling and merging is, we're going to be very observant, and we're going to be very conscious of the breath that we're breathing in and the breath that we're letting go and moving out of our space. All right, so that is the general for the situation for November. I'm going to pull some cards for, let's do, I feel career is coming up, so let's do, actually we'll do the Shaman Oracle, dun dun dun. And yeah, let's see what we got for career. I'm shuffling, I swear. Okay. Interesting. All right. We're gonna pull 3 cards as well. So we have 1, a 2, a 3. Okay. So for the career, so the first card that I pulled was Dancer of Friendship. So, but this card was upside down. So if we look at in the channel information that I got in the shower prior to click and play, I did talk about how there's people in front of you, beside you, and someone behind you. So this Dancer of Friendship was upside down, and so there's going to be at least one person out of this 4 group that's in front of you that's a friendship that is not going to be doing so hot in November. It feels like your way of being and your way of operating and moving in the world is going to be very specific, and you're not going to be able to downgrade how you like to do things anymore, and that's going to cause some friction. So if like they want to do this thing but you don't want to do the thing, and then they're going to be upset that you don't want to do the thing, and that whole situation, you're going to have to either resolve the give and take in that relationship, or you're just going to have to cut the ties and move on. But where you're operating right now, you're kind of like, whatever. So it's going to be hard if you do dismantle that friendship, but you're also like, this is for the greater good, and there's 8 jillion other people that I can be friends with. No hard feelings. The next card that I pulled was Shaman of Stars, and this was facing up. So it goes with the last card that I pulled, so I'm just going to pull up both of them. So Hunters of Mysteries. So the Shaman of Stars, it feels like for your career, there's going to be like so much mystery around like the next step of things. Like we're coming into like a curve. It feels like you're coming into a curve of the career, and it's like you're like, we know where we're going over here, and you're like do. And it's great that you're building everything around that idea, because when you turn the corner, that's all gonna prepare you for the next stage of the thing. And the thing that's gonna be around the bend is gonna highlight and be like a deeper socket of where you're going to sit in regards to your gifts and your abilities, and it's going to be kind of like a throne. So it's like you're going to be sitting in this new place, and it's going to feel the most home you've ever felt in a career, because it's the thing that you've created. So the Shaman of Stars, it's like we are the universe, not me personally, unless you want me to. The stars, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, they're meticulously guiding and putting things in front of you to make sure that you're prepared for those next steps. And it might not make any sense right now, and you're kind of like, are you sure about that? Just say, gung-ho, I'm ready, all for it. Because if there's an ease to it, follow that ease, because there's other things that you're working on that are very frictiony. So while you're moving through the ease, also have gratitude for the friction, because you're experiencing this polarity, but you're also aware of it, and there's this honoring piece that's happening in that. So it's like, you might be like, this is just part of life, you know, this is just how we're doing it. And then everyone around you is like, Wah! And of course you're gonna have those moments, but your center is very clear. That's all that matters. So that is your career. I'm just gonna pull one card to clarify anything that's gonna be around the bend. Whoa, that was a lot of cards. That's definitely not what we're going for. I swear I'm shuffling, and we're using my original Surrender Oracle deck here. Okay, hope. Okay, so, you know, nothing specific, of course. Unknown bend. So when I was creating this card, I was thinking, okay, we need something that brings us back into this innocence where it's like we don't have an expectation of what's going to happen in the future, but we are going to just be here, believe in the magic of this life, and just let go. Because a child they see other people as sort of the puppeteers of the thing, and they're like, whatever happens, like they're kind of just in this stream of consciousness. So we're coming back into this like innocence of stream of consciousness and trusting that the things are always working out, and we just have to have this hope that we will get to that place, but we're going to be ready when we get there. All right, career, general, what's next? So let's do limited edition Surrender Oracle, and we are going to do for relationships, relations in those ships. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Okay. Alriters. So the first card that I pulled was time. So this kind of relates to the beginning before the general reading, how we're experiencing a slowness, but we're also experiencing a quantum leap. So right now, where you're sitting in time right now isn't making a whole lot of sense. But your relationships are gonna be in that same time portal that you created of slowness and quantum leaping. So they're actually happening at the same time. So the relationships that you choose to be in are gonna quantum leap, and they're going to move very quickly, but it's beneficial for the grand destiny, the grand vision, the grand ending of the thing. But if you don't choose, then it's gonna be a slow going, painful death to the relationship, unless you choose to leave the thing. So relationships are the hardest yoga. And this is, it feels like in this month, there's gonna be a lot more like beyond transparency around how people feel about you, how you feel about them, what the give and take is, whether it's worth it. And there's gonna be a next level of maturity around whether you need to stay or not, friendship or romantic or career. So it's literally your choice on the movement of it. You just have to make the damn decision. So here we go. The next card was Liberate Internally. So you see these lovely little humans. One toe is facing down and one's facing up. So like part of you is obviously operating the external world, but there's another part of you that is operating in the back end very, very heavily. And of course it's intertwined like the wrists are. So this whole Liberate Internally is you're doing so much work inside that it might be difficult for you to like do the surface level things in November with people because there's so much going on back here, and you're not obligated to go to every event, do all of the things. Just choose, you'll know, just choose specifically on what things are going to be a ceremony or a portal for you to continuously integrate, because there's so much energy that's moving through the body and it can be overwhelming. So choose those places wisely. The next thing was speak and sing. So this card is all about you being rooted in with someone. So your roots and their roots all intertwined in the ground. You're a tree, so it's really difficult to separate because your whole foundation is intertwined together. So when a tree collapses and it dies, you know, it's reborn into a cute little baby tree over here. But we have to go through that deathing process, and that deathing process can, of course, cause suffering, or it can be something that's celebrated. So you'll see how this tree has, you know, little orbs around it. So whatever this relationship is, it's a protected relationship when it's together, but you're also protected when it's apart as well. So you are going to be okay when you leave the thing, and all of the logistics of the moving and the words and the fights and the whatever, like all of the things that may happen when things are broken in that way, like your perception of how that's going to go is actually going to be completely different than the way that you think. You just have to trust the process, and that decision is obviously going to change your life in some capacity. And if you're just like, nah, that's not really for me, then you know that part of the reading isn't for you, so relax. All right, so we did those things. There's relationships. I'm just gonna pull a card for clarities from the Shaman Oracle. And this card is sort of like, what is the ending or the end beginning, you know, of this friendship or relationship that this lovely Virgos is in. Whoa! Everything's jumping out over here. So I'm gonna take the one that flew out first. And I'll look at those two. Okay, so the first one was Hunter of Dreams. So I'm sort of getting, there's gonna be a lot of messages, and I'm not necessarily saying that it's going to be in your dreams, but it might. It's more about the place that you operate in your meditation, where you're going to get very clear, concise answers about things, but you actually have to listen to them and make the decisions, or there's no point. So yes, and this whole hunter thing is like, you are hunting by asking, and then you're, you know, catching the thing by listening and executing. The other cards were Ancestor of Knowing, but this was upside down. So somebody ain't listening. Somebody ain't listening to the things they supposed to be doing. So the information, it's like, hey there, I was just wondering if you could just listen to me for 5 seconds, and here's exactly what you need to do, and you're over here like, nah. So they're still going to be screaming at you all November until you choose to do either of the choices. It's like you're so in between and neutral about everything that you're kind of like, you need to choose one path in order to get anywhere. So like the neutrality is really important, but you can't stay there forever. We are human, so we need to fluctuate and experience the polarity. So again, choices need to be made. All right, and then the last one is Dancer of Frustration. Woo-hoo. Okay, so Dancer of Frustration was upright, so y'all be frustrated in November. But it feels like if I was gonna draw the line of frustration, a graph. Us, the Virgos, it feels like it's kind of like, and it's like So you're gonna have spikes of frustration, but then there's gonna be a lull and there's gonna be a spike. But because of the way that you think about things, you're gonna kind of know when the spike is coming, so you can do things in order to compensate for the way that makes you move in the world. So just do your practice before those spikes hit. Yeah, so this is for the ending. So you are important for that end of the month of sitting in meditation and listening, because your ancestors are gonna be yelling at you. So by the end of the month, I want to be pulling this card, this card but upright, so get it together. And then the last card, the Dancer of Frustration. So it feels like throughout the month, you're gonna have this frustration peaks, but by the end, it feels like there's gonna be a dissolvingness around that. So yeah. All right, so we did career and okay, let's do the dollar bills. Dollar bills. Okay, so dollar bills. So finances. So obviously this connects to your career, unless you have money falling from the sky. So make it rain. Okay, so we are going to be using the original Surrender Oracle. And yes, this is a product placement because it's beautiful. Okay, so we are going to do finances. So what's going on for November for the other Uggos? Let a girl know. Let a girl know. Oh. Let a girl know. Okay, so we're gonna pull 3 cards because that's how we do up in here. We got 1. We got 2. We got 3. Okay, so finances for Virgos. So again and again, froggy pose. So I don't know why I said froggy, but frog pose. So this is a Kundalini Yoga posture. And if you're not familiar with Kundalini Yoga, look it up. Didn't mean that to be aggressive, but it's amazing. So this position, of course, you're doing it over and over again. You're going up and down, you're working those legs, you're stretching out the nervous system, you're doing all the things. And what it feels like for your finances to have a consistency, y'all need to be consistent. So you need to be consistent with the things that you're going to do, because that's going to be direct relationship to your finances. So if you're consistent with, this is the thing that I'm trying to create, every day, all day may look a different way. If that's happening, then the money's gonna be consistent. Of course, it's gonna come from different places, because if you're like anything like me, you got multiple streams of income and you're like, yeah, there's stuff coming from all these different areas, and don't discredit the small amounts that come on a regular. Like, those are part of the wealth, so those are important too. The next card that we pulled was spine. So breath of fire. So you know how I love my breath of fire. So this is obviously a solar plexus activator. And activate. So with this situation, we want to have a straight spine. So our spine is obviously very important for our health and vitality. So the flexibility of your spine determines your vitality and your health. So if we have a straight spine and we're moving very direct in everything that we're doing in regards to our business and our career, then there's no reason why we ain't rich, bish. There's no reason that we aren't being bombarded by abundance, because we are creating things that are purposely and intentionally trying or guiding or supporting impact into the lives of the people around us. And that's all the universe wants. Just wants us to make pretty things, happy things, light things, impactful things, growth things into the world. And this breath of fire practice, this is a constant activator for the solar plexus. So you have the energy, you have the posture, you have all the things in order to move you in a very concise, direct direction, because you have confidence in things and you, if you have confidence in the things that you do, then there's no reason for the thing not to expand and for other people to notice the expansion in the aura around the damn thing. And then the last card for your finances. for November is Body React. So me as a Virgo, I'm very airy and I like to be warm, cozy, and eat warm things because I'm also very Vata. So, you know, Virgos are Virgos, and y'all gonna be different types of Virgos doing different Virgo things. But food is going to be a very important thing in November because we're obviously going through a season change. No matter where you are in the world, we're all going through changes. So we need to make sure that our food is on lockdown. So I mentioned that it's gonna be slow going at the beginning, and you're gonna have spikes of things, and you're gonna be quantum leaping, but you're gonna be very consumed and inside the thing that you're doing, my precious. So you wanna make sure that your food is lined up so that you make sure that you feed your cute little self as you're making the creations. So whether that's you need to, I don't know, meal prep for 7 years or get someone to make you food, get it together. So we did relationships, career, finances, general. Let's just do another general and see what's popping around that we don't know nothing about. So let's see what we got. So, anything else that Virgos need to know moving forward? Because they got things to do, and we need to know how to do the things because we got all the things to do. All right. Bum ba dum boom, boom ba doom. Ooh. All right, of course, so obtuse, universe, so obtuse. All right, so general reading for November again, because that's how we're gonna close the thing. Any extra information? So we have Hunter of Strength. I'm instantly getting like, you've been doing the hard things for a long time, but it was forced upon you. But now you're doing things that you thought were going to be hard, but on a consistent basis, but they feel easy now. So continue with those things. And you're getting a lot of like, I can't believe that you're doing all that, or I can't believe that you're capable of doing that, or oh my God, that's amazing. You're gonna get a lot of that, and that's wonderful. And your perception, because you've done this for so long, it seems very easy to you and just a natural way of being, but everyone else is like, whoa, bro, whoa. So just, you know, run with it. You got the strength, you do the thing. And then consistency. I see you. The next thing is Dancer of Beginnings. So we know slow beginnings at the beginning of November. But it feels like this Dancer of Beginning doesn't feel like it's just for November. It kind of feels like it's like fallen into December. And we all know January is a brand new year, but your like actual beginning of things, like November is kind of like the beginning of your year in some sense, just for the things that are shape-shifting and happening in your space. So be very gentle with yourself, because with new beginnings, there's a lot of mystery. So just trust the motions and commotions and you'll be fine. The next is Shaman of Reflection. So I know for me, I'm a lot in me head. So it feels like you're gonna be like, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. So we're gonna try to stay out of our heads, more into our bodies, more into our hearts. So if you have a physical practice that you're doing, do 18 times more of that. Because the Shaman of Reflection is really good, but we don't want to be obsessive or over-analyze the situations that are happening, because I know I find myself going, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. So we just gonna be like, reel it in, slow it down, it's gonna be fine. So yeah, that is the Virgo reading for November. Thank you for watching. I will put the links, the wait list links to the Oracle decks, because we're ordering all the new ones. Yeah, so I'm doing Oracle readings every month for the rest of our lives, for eternity, for Virgos. So as of right now, it's just one a month, but I might move into weekly, or if there's something massive happening in the world, that I might do, right, the world's exploding right now, but in a good way. So what do you mean? But in general, one a month, and we'll see how things go. Right now, of course, I'm just doing Virgos, and this could apply to you if you're, you know, rising sign or whatever. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm excited to post this because it's absolutely ridiculous, but informative. I will see you guys later.